One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
So how closely do you guys within the office track on what the pundits out there are saying the matchup is going to be? Is that a thing that you all track, or do you look at those like some of us in the industry when the media reports on something and we know it's wrong and you laugh about it? How do you guys interface with those predictions?
We look at them every week. Our football selection committee, we meet every Monday afternoon, and we look, and our media relations people, they do a great job of putting together records, schedules, rankings, and predictions of all, like I said, all the predictions that are out there, and we look at them, and sometimes they're funny. One time they picked two teams from the same conference, and obviously you laugh at those. But, we look at them, and then we compare, and most of the time early in the season they are kind of funny, I would say, because nobody knows the beginning of the season. We don't start traveling to look at football teams until way mid to October, because those we want to know how everything is shaking out. We'll look at them a little bit better, but we're not influenced at all by any of what everybody says, because there is a pecking order of which we pick. We know we're going to get the fourth place team from the Pac-12, and on the ACC we have there's a pool that we'll be picking out of, so it really doesn't make any difference what what everybody's predicting, because at the end of the day, it's pretty well spelled out for us anyway.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at Stuart Mandel's with Fox Sports. I think this is his latest one. He has Pittsburgh and Stanford, and then Mark Schlabach and Brett McMurphy with ESPN have Wake and Stanford. Would Stanford qualify as one of those schools that has a national TV audience that would be attractive?
Absolutely, not only are they is a national name. They also have a certain running back named Christian McCaffrey that I think would people would want to see. And I know he's been hurt. I know he was a favorite going into the season as a Heisman winner, but he had some injuries. But it appears after last week that he is healthy again, and he would be a big attraction not only for our local people here to see somebody like that, but also I think the nation would like to see somebody that was that was vaulted as a Heisman Trophy candidate. So I think Stanford would be a great team for us to have here. But the Pac-12 is so I guess parity is the word you call it. Every week somebody wins that you didn't think was going to win. So we're going to have to sit back and wait. But the Pac-12 is loaded with teams that we would love to have here. Colorado is probably one of the closest teams to El Paso. And they're having a great year, and they haven't been to a bowl game in about 9 years. So I think they're a very attractive team. And of course, Stanford and Arizona State, which is very, that's a drive from Phoenix to El Paso, are very attractive. Utah is relatively close to El Paso. It's not very close, but compared to some of the other schools, they're pretty close. So we're looking at all the schools, and when we sit there on Mondays and decide what teams we're going to go look, those always seem to be at the top of our list. We feel Washington is going to wind up in the Final Four, at least being a Pac-12 partner. That's what we would hope for. Washington State was here last year, so we would probably not necessarily look for them because they were here last year, and give them an opportunity to go someplace else, and also afford our fans from seeing a different team. So the teams that I've talked about there, we're looking at all of them, and when it all shakes out, we'll get the fourth place team after the CFP and the Alamo and the Holiday and the San Francisco Bowl pick. Then we'll have our pick. But Stanford is definitely one of the ones that we would definitely love to entertain.
So on a macro level, Bernie, to close up here, leading the Football Bowl Association for this year as chairman, what do you see as opportunities for the FBA to continue to enhance the visibility of the bowl season, other than the college football playoff, of course? Are there specific executions you would like to see the organization undertake in the coming years to even shine a greater spotlight on postseason college football?
Well, absolutely. You know, in a few years back when we hired we hired an executive director to lead the Football Bowl Association. Ryan Waters has done a tremendous job in giving us a voice with the NCAA and with everybody else. And I think it makes the FBA work a lot smoother that way, instead of having, and like I said, the chairman has always been one of the bowl executives. But by hiring an executive director and hiring a very good executive director who is very well connected with all the entities that comprise the college football, I think it has given us a bigger voice, not only in NCAA but also with the writers. And obviously, what we're afraid of is that, or what we fear is the fact that all the attention goes to the CFP, college football playoffs, which is great, but we need more. I think all bowls are good, and I think they're all good for the student athletes. And I think our main goal is to make the to make the bowl games meaningful for everybody. And I think by hiring an executive director and a media relations person to get the word out that all bowls are good and that all bowls are there for the student athletes, I think that's what our focus is. There's 40 bowls out there, and they all do a tremendous job in making sure the student athletes have a unique experience at all of those cities. And every city that hosts the bowl has something unique to add to the memories of all these college football players. So I like to tell everybody, hey, don't say, well, that's a lower bowl, or that's a smaller bowl. All bowls are good, and that's what we're trying to. That's the word that we're trying to spread.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.